Brought to you by Refi. Refinance your defaulted private student loans today at yrefi.com/Ramsey.
All right. Today's question comes from Tarek in Washington, D.C. He says, I understand your advice that a house payment should be close to a quarter of your take-home pay. However, if someone is a high-income earner, say $20,000 a month, couldn't the percentage be higher? If the mortgage were 40%, that would still leave $12,000 a month for all other expenses. Would a sliding scale be more applicable depending on income? You know, for this,
you want to buy a bigger house.
He wants to buy a bigger house. I mean, that's probably, Dave, there's probably a point where it does run out, right? Like when you're really just Dave Ramsey. I could see
I don't have a house payment, so it doesn't
that's
work
true.
that way.
But I mean, there could probably be a point where it doesn't hold as much water, but I think at that level that you're talking about, it still does. Because really the way I think about it is all of these percentages as a whole. So if you say, okay, 25%, that's going to my mortgage. And then, yeah, you're going to need to be investing 15%, into at least 15%, right, into mutual funds. Then if we say, generosity is important. So you're going to be needing to do 10% there. And let's just say, yeah, now you're in baby steps 5 and 6 too. So you've got kids' college and maybe you're paying extra towards the house. That could be another 10%. So now we're at 60%. And we haven't gone on vacation. We haven't just been living life. So you see that the money goes very quickly. And that for me is why 25% is, it makes it to where that house is a blessing and not a burden. And when you start creeping above that, you will find, especially depending on season of life, you will find that it's too tight to make everything work. If you're trying to cash flow college, if you're trying to cash flow daycare, when you are out of whack in those areas, you will feel it very quickly. And that for me is a real-time example of that.
Yeah. No, Tariq, a sliding scale would not be appropriate. A percentage is appropriate because a sliding scale would make the assumption that you're going to keep the stupid mortgage. I want you to pay off the stupid mortgage. Mm-hmm. And if you keep the percentages down, you can pay off the stupid mortgage. We're not keeping it. It's not a pet. We're not trying to manage our debt. We're trying to freaking kill it. So that changes the discussion, dude. If you want to keep it around like a pet, then a sliding scale would be applicable. But wealthy people don't do that. Wealthy people pay off their mortgage, as is told to us in the data when we studied more millionaires than anyone else has ever studied in the Ramsey Research Project. They pay off their mortgage, Tariq. They don't keep it around and manage it. So, no, you just want a bigger house. That's all it is. No. Get your stinking debt down and pay it off and kill it fast. Then you can build wealth and do anything you want to do at that point, from that point on.
Yeah, because you're just looking at the numbers and you're going $12,000. I'll still have $12,000. That's a lot of money. But you're not thinking about all of the other things that you will need to do with that money that make
throw that money at the debt, so you kill the debt.
That's right.
Instead of, it's not. We're not trying to manage this. Mm-hmm. Why Refi? Refinances delinquent private student loans for struggling borrowers. Learn more at yrefy.com/Ramsey.